Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot. Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. Welcome back, everybody, to Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a frigid day in Brooklyn. Boy, it's cold out there. The candles are not lit, but we're still ready to have a great night. With me, as always, is my co-host debonair, the big dog, baby, Zawodni.
it's me.
That's you, dude.
Thank you so much, Dylan. We are back with another amazing episode of the Troublemakers podcast. You can catch us here every single Wednesday, whether you check us out on video on YouTube, you check out our clips on social media, or you listen to us on any of the streaming platforms because we are on all of them, especially if you're on Spotify or Apple Pods, though. We would love it if you would give us one of those ratings and reviews.
5 stars.
Preferably 5 stars, right? That's what we want. We want 5 stars. Anything less, you're a piece of shit.
I agree.
Sorry, I got all fired up. I got in my feelings early. What's the fucking point? What are you rating us like a 4.8? Like you're a fucking Russian judge?
Or 4, be like, they were a little off that episode. Fuck you.
No, we want 5s.
Okay, that's what I want, dude. How's your tongue feeling?
I bit my tongue.
Yeah, he bit his tongue right before the pod.
Does my voice sound a little weird?
He keeps doing that.
I don't notice.
I'm gonna try to stop doing that.
No, I like
I
it.
keep like trying to like rebite it. Well, let's get to our guest.
Yeah, let's jump
not
in,
keep
dude.
our guests waiting.
Let's jump in.
Very funny. Michael Good, everybody.
Howdy.
Welcome to the pod, baby.
I like that.
You like that?
It mixes it up, though, because that is very formal, but, like, I don't have shoes on right now.
Yeah.
Which feels weird to be in another man's house without shoes. Like, wear my socks. I feel kind of, like, vulnerable.
Yeah, I did an episode here a couple of weeks ago in socks. I didn't like it. I'm back to shoes.
Dude, I didn't think it would make me feel this uncomfortable at all. Like,
You want to put them on? You didn't have to take them off.
over there. I'm leaving them off.
No,
But,
leave
like,
them off, but it does make you feel like a little boy at a sleepover.
dude, yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't pinpoint what it was. I was like, why do I feel like I'm at, like, daycare or something? And that's what it is. I feel like I'm at a sleepover, yeah.
Like you're gonna call your mom to pick you up because we drew a cock on your head.
Dude, my brother would do that with movies. He'd be like, they're watching a PG-13 movie, and I can't. And he'd get picked up, and I was always just like, you're such a pussy. Why are you doing that?
Because he wanted rated R. Or,
No. Because he was like, he didn't want to get in trouble with my parents. I'm like, they're not going to find out.
Oh man, is this your older?
He
brother?
should have been bullied way harder. Yeah, older brother. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Hey, listen, that's an honest kid. That's
Yeah,
an honest
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Too honest, I think.
Dude, he like confessed to our parents, like when he watched porn, and then got me in trouble because he like showed us porn. And I was like, this is sick. And then he went and ratted me out. I'm like, why are you bringing me into this? Like, you started this.
You told us about this, and now you're fucking telling on all of us? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Were your parents pretty strict?
They were weird. So my brother was like really well behaved. So he'd get in trouble and he'd get in like a lot of trouble. And then I'd get in less trouble because I could point at him, be like, he did that. And then I got in like more trouble than him at a really young age, to the point where they lowered their standards for me so low that they were like, they started getting pressed very easily by like just basic well behavior.
That's what happens as the younger they go in the family, the less, because you know the floodgates have already been open. If you fuck up, you're like, well, the other 2 fucked up too. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm the youngest of 3.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you were probably the biggest piece of shit, right?
Yeah, probably. Well, I'm just the one with the least discipline for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was we had no rules. Like my brother would bring rated R movies to sleepovers when he was like 12.
That's awesome. He's like supplying. He's got like a trench coat. He's like, dude, I got Predator.
Well, he told a story where he said he brought him over and one of the kids was like, whoa, you got to hide those until my parents go to sleep. And he's like, seriously? I took these off my brother who's 5 years younger than me. They were like my Terminator movies.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I was definitely the one who was like, I had friends who were older, so they would be like 3-4 years older than me, so they were like introducing me stuff, but I was oldest, so I was always like, it was strict for me. Dude, my younger brother Lucas, he used to get in trouble for like doing graffiti. Like dude, he would do graffiti, he would like get into fights and shit. Dude, I never did that. I was the one who was like fucking wetting my bed and be like, can you come pick me up?
They're watching it. Well, the thing.
You were peeing yourself at sleepovers?
Dude, I remember young sleepover. There was a time that I wet the bed and I was like horrified. Now I think about it, it feels like yesterday, but dude, I was probably like 6, 7 for a sleepover, and I like pissed the bed and I was like, maybe no one will notice.
Well, I guess if you wait long enough, you can
dude,
kinda...
I just did not say anything.
Yeah.
Blame it on the dog.
Yeah.
Get the dog in there.
Well, that's also the age where people will be pissing themselves, but also lying about. Like I remember, dude. I think it was like I have a very clear memory of like first grade. My buddy's like, dude, can you believe kids are still picking their nose? And I still picked my nose, and I was like, yeah, dude, that's so fucking lame. I can't believe kids do that. And then like I was like rubbing boogers like on my leg. Basically, I was like saying that. I'm like, yeah, those kids are the worst.
What a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Dude, I still pick my nose.
Dude, it's
Everybody
impossible
does.
not to.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
All the time. I like it. Something.
Dude, it's fulfilling. It's like
Oh,
when
yeah.
you ever pull like a long hair out of your ass? Like we're 3 minutes in and we're getting so specific.
I have, but I want so bad to say no and make you feel sick. I'm like, wait, what? You have hair on your ass?
No, a lady's hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
I pulled one off my dick the other day.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus
My dick and balls.
Christ.
Yeah,
Dude.
long hair.
Good Lord, dude. I thought you could be like, hey, have you ever seen those earwax cleaning videos? That's the same as picking your nose. You're like,
I went through the worst thing possible.
one time I pulled a lady's hair off of my nutsack. Jesus, dude. Come on.
He brings it out of me.
Dude, yeah, we're all having a little bit of booze. I like this, dude. This is a fun pod, man.
Yeah.
We usually don't record this late, but I like it.
I
Man.
have fucking 2 sips of a White Claw, and I'm like, dude, I had a chick's hair wrapped around my balls.
You got to make sure it doesn't break, dude. That's the only thing. If it breaks, then it ruins everything. Like, you know what I mean? Because hair is like so easily breakable, but you get that hair that doesn't break.
Snap, dude. It's like fucking al dente spaghetti.
Yeah.
Do you get it in your butt a lot?
Oh my god.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Does your girlfriend have alopecia? What's going on?
He just
Just
sits,
dying. I'm like, this is so much fun just pulling.
he just sits on her head like a bully. Bare ass on her head.
Dude, that's got to be a move. Sitting bare butt on someone's face. That's got to be a bully move. I'm shocked that's not like, swirlies and like
Well,
whatever
have you
other
never
bully
heard-
things.
You guys never did the atomic sit-up?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we had that at camp one time. It was
Heavyweights?
Yeah, it's from a movie. So what you do is you tell somebody it's impossible to do a sit-up blindfolded. And everybody's like, oh no, dude, I can fucking do it. So what they'll do is they'll put it on, and then another dude, like usually the fattest friend you have, has his ass cheeks right there. So the guy does the sit-up and hits the guy's butt cheeks, and then everybody makes fun of him. But never the guy whose ass it is. It's always cool for him. You're like, classic. But the other guy, you're like, come on, dude.
Get your fat ass over here. Yeah, dude, it was Ben Stiller when he goes up. Yeah.
You did it to somebody?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was in Boy Scouts, and that was like the only pranks there were like that, hitting people in the balls, stuff like that.
Yeah, all super gay things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Were you in it a long time, Boy Scouts?
Dude, I got Eagle Scout.
Really?
Yeah, like right at I'm pretty sure it was like a month before my 18th birthday. So like I was like barely allowed to like, because after that you're fucked. So like I made it like just in time.
Damn, dude, that's impressive.
And I was so secretive about it though.
I was gonna say.
Well, it's pretty. It's kind of lame, right?
Dude, it's the lamest thing possible. Yeah.
I was in Cub Scouts. I quit after 2 months because I threw up, and I was too embarrassed to go back.
I did Cub Scouts, and then when Boy Scouts came around, I went to a meeting, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Well, dude, they
the worst.
They sold us something totally different. I remember they came to our school to talk about the Boy Scouts and showed us this video, and it was like adventure, and it's like kids ziplining, and it's like intrigue. They're like shooting arrows. I was like, these kids are like living in nature. They're practicing for war. And then I got there and I was painting Christmas mugs.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, that is cool though. I mean, all my cousins did it. I think 3 or 4 of my cousins are all Eagle Scouts. I was the older than all of them though, and failed miserably. Never made it. But you know what? That's fine.
You didn't get fingered by a
played football.
scoutmaster.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It was funny too. I did see something that came out where it was like, if you've been like assaulted in the Boy Scouts, like come forward. And the picture they use is the scout salute, which is like 3 fingers going like this. Like maybe use a different image.
If you've ever been assaulted by a man or lady in the Boy Scouts, please come forward.
That's
Like don't have the fingers on those
poor
pictures.
kids were getting 3 fingered.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
Yeah. First time I ever saw weed was at the Boy Scouts, though. I had the weirdest troop where it was like, it's a mix of like kids that like are excited to do Boy Scouts and people who have really bad grades and they want to get into college.
That makes sense, actually.
And I was the second half because I was like I got better at school, but like I was so like there's this kid on our team who like, or not team, but like Boy Scout troop to like,
don't call it a team. Don't try to get on here.
Don't try to make it sound cool, bro.
Fucking stolen valor over here.
It was a brotherhood.
We were warriors ready to fight.
But there was a kid, dude, he was like 16 and he like had done angel dust. And I'm like, this is insane. That like this guy's also with like the nerdiest kid in school and like the same working on the same stuff.
That's hilarious.
You did grow up in Florida though.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
16 doing angel dust is like, the median age.
Yeah.
Where in Florida did you grow up?
So I was in a nice suburb of Orlando called Winter Park.
Orlando's beautiful, dude. I love Orlando. Winter Park? Yeah, I know Winter Park.
Yeah,
it's like really nice.
Yeah, it's
I
like
went
a nice
to
little
visit
community.
a couple. Luke and Aunt John were down there, so I went and visited. Dude, it's gorgeous. You're like in the suburbs, and then you go 2 blocks, and you're in downtown Orlando.
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
where they lived, and I was like, dude, look, they have all those like the Spanish like moss
It's
on all the
beautiful.
trees. It's gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, and you never think it's gorgeous because everybody thinks of like just like the swamp. But some of the swamps can actually be kind of pretty. Like if you pretty it up a little bit, like if you're on a
You remove all the dead bodies.
Yeah. You're fine.
Crack pipes, and it's good.
It's nice, yeah. But yeah, it is a weird thing because I was like, I grew up in like a really nice suburb, but I was like the biggest piece of shit. And I haven't like, it's so funny too because like people would think there's some level of class that's retained, but there's not. Like I'm not one of those guys that like fakes being trashy. Like I genuinely like garbage, like that kind of stuff.
That lifestyle.
Yeah,
You're trash, you think?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Times Square like with a passion. Like I love it so much.
You're like, babe, we're going out tonight. Ever heard of Applebee's? Yeah. Not just anyone. Times Square Applebee's.
I actually love Applebee's, dude.
It's not bad.
Great.
Yeah, it's not.
We used to ride our bikes there growing up. We would ride our bikes like to the mall and we'd eat at Applebee's. We'd bring like $10.
And you could eat good at Applebee's.
You'd get
back
chicken
then for
fingers and
$10.
fries. Always get an extra honey mustard.
Oh, it's nice.
Real nice.
Were you able to get into trouble in that suburb?
Yes, I was the trouble in that suburb.
Were you as a kid?
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because the one thing I just wanted to say about like rich people in Florida, it's a different kind of rich. The rich people there are more laid back and like
I love that.
they're like boat drunk rich people, which are like way more fun. It's like somebody's dad who like rides a jet ski and smokes cigars and like he's like, look at my wife's tits, aren't they fucking huge? It's like I don't know why Joey Diaz lives in Winter Park, Florida. But then the northern rich people, you come to New York and all these Brooklyn people are like, I hate the rich. I'm like, yeah, because those guys are like wearing turtlenecks and being douchebags. Like it's a different kind of.
Also, these Brooklyn, I hate the rich people, wouldn't live here if their rich parents weren't paying for their
sure.
Park Slope apartments. Okay?
Yeah,
Let's, be real.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I said Bushwick is Williamsburg is everybody who's rich to live there, but they pretend they're poor. They all walk around. They're like
It's
ripped
cosplay. It's like
clothes.
poor cosplay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not cool to be rich.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
It's not,
Listen.
especially if you're in Brooklyn.
yeah.
I'll definitely brag about being rich when I can.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
fucking kidding me?
If I ever get there, I'm rich. I'm rich about 4 days a year,
Yeah, you've told me that.
and then it's
And then it's down, yeah.
yeah. So if you ever catch me on one of those days, I'll definitely buy you a lot of drinks.
Yeah,
But
if Ray's buying drinks in the bar, you know that either something the fucking Steelers just hit or the tax refund just came in.
Dude, I haven't even started for that. But like just to example this, like one of my friend's dads, he got banned from a country club. This is like the perfect, totally rich guy, banned from a country club. They wore kilts to like a serious golf competition, freeballed it, and like mooned people on the holes, crashed a golf cart into the water. And then they're like, we're going to play through. And like, they got like a year suspension from the country club.
Dude, that's the best, dude. That's
Yeah.
the real Happy Gilmore golf.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
golf, dude.
Yeah.
People think golf sucks. I'm like, dude, what do you don't like to drink outside? You don't like to get drunk in the outdoors? It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Swing, hit a couple golf balls. It's great.
Yeah.
Enjoy the weather.
No, it's nice. I remember one time we were golfing, like when I was like a kid, and we would do a lot of whippets. Have you ever done whippets?
yes.
It's the most fun. I think it's the most underrated drug on the
Oh,
planet.
really? I think
You hate it?
No, I think I'm a little bit fucked up from it.
Oh, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But, I don't like to think about that.
That's why I froze while I was trying to answer that. I think it's just the whip.
Your brain just...
Yeah, I think I'm a little fucked up from it.
But I remember we'd have a thing where the designated driver could do whippets because it only lasts like a minute.
Yeah.
That was like our thing. And our friends took us golfing one time. And they were like getting drunk and they're like, you can drive home. And I was like, okay, I'll just do whippets while you guys are golfing. Because I was also bad at golf. And I remember just having like, opening my eyes like on the green, like on the putting green,
Yeah.
and just like seeing them golf like in the distance. And then I remember seeing like just people behind us just yelling because I'm just like, you're so out of your mind. You can have out of body experiences. Have you ever had that? That's too much. That's like the Steve-O amount. Like you should not be
too many
doing.
whippets.
Yeah.
Dude, you did a lot.
Dude, I would do them all. One time I did them and I thought we were hanging out with my brother and they're like, dude, he's not here. Dude, I did it one time in college and I literally, you can have a full out of body experience. So I was on the roof of I'm not even kidding, the roof of my apartment and I could feel like the rocks on the roof and then I came back down. And then it only lasts a minute. So then you come back just like yelling at people. You're like, I was on the roof. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it's not
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it's not a spiritual out of body. You didn't learn anything. You're just like, I was just on the roof.
I was up there.
Yeah.
I was checking the mail.
Yo, I went to I was on this bachelor party one time, and we had the strippers actually come to the room and do like
the
a
best
private dance.
the best way to
way.
have a bachelor party.
Yeah.
So they come there and they were doing all these games and like putting whipped cream on themselves and that type of thing, like the spray whipped cream. And it's the end of the night, or the end of their show. It's the end of their show, and they're getting ready to leave. And the one girl's like, "Where's my whipped cream? I had like 8 bottles of whipped cream in there. I had like 8 bottles of whipped cream." And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she starts getting like a little attitude like with people. And we're like, yeah, we don't know. I mean, if you want more money for we didn't steal your whipped cream, like why would you do that? Right. So
I'm
she's
baking
like,
cakes in the kitchen.
so she's like, okay, she finally leaves. And then we're getting ready to go out. Right. And like there was like 10 dudes on this thing. Like we're like putting clothes on, like getting all ready.
What city was it in?
We were in, I don't want to say the city.
Say it, dude.
Yeah, because then do I have the same issue where you say the city and then people know which bachelor party it was,
That's
and
what
you
I'm
get other
saying.
people in trouble?
Yeah. But it was in a beach town, and
Was it Key West?
and I can't say. And we walked to the back room, like where a couple of us were staying. Like there was a bunch of different rooms. So we walk into the back room, and my buddy goes in first, and he just starts dying laughing. I'm like, what? And he goes, you gotta fucking see this. Our other buddy is sitting on the bottom bunk in this room, surrounded by the whippet cans, and just doing one. And he's like, and I was like, what are you doing? You really took them off of her? And he was like, yeah. Why?
But he had the voice, was probably like, yeah, because it makes your voice deeper. I took all the whippets. What do you mean? I didn't steal any.
And I was like, what? I was like, we were like arguing, telling her that we didn't take them, and he was like, oh, why? You guys want some? I think we're good, man.
Dude, that's the best when you lie to defend somebody and you find out they've just been doing the thing. You're like, you think he would steal from you? And he's like, yeah, I've stolen everything from this house.
What the hell?
Dude, I went on a bachelor party once, and a bunch of people in the house were doing coke the whole weekend. And our buddy who rented the house, he gets a phone call from the Airbnb people the next week, being like, dude, you didn't put there was a bunch of things. It was nitpicky stuff. They were like, you didn't put the trash away. You didn't put it in the right spot. You didn't do this. You didn't mop the floors, like whatever. And then they were like, also, someone stole 1 plate out of our whole house.
That is amazing counting that they know the 1 plate. Their inventory skills are like top notch.
So listen. So he goes, she's like, someone stole 1 plate from our kitchen. He was like, I don't know. Let me get back to you. He texts a bunch of people and he calls her back. He goes, yeah, check the top drawer in the bedroom.
And also, can you mail me that $100 bill?
It was literally just, that's where they were putting the coke all weekend, was in this top drawer on the plate and just leaving it in there. So fucking bad.
Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah, I went to Key West for when there's a nudist bar there. And a bar you can get, and I got just fully naked at this bar. The best, like weirdly enough, okay, so I feel uncomfortable. I guess I was hammered, so it's different. So I feel really uncomfortable podcasting in socks now. But when I was drunk, like sitting at the bar wearing just socks and nothing else felt amazing.
That's great, dude.
Yeah, because it was just like, I feel like also doing comedy gives you the ability to be like, look, if everybody laughs at my dick, who cares? You know, you have that, you're like, at least I'm funny. It gives me an extra little thing I can latch onto. But some dude slapped me in the ass. And then I was like, dude, what the fuck? And then I started becoming all like victim blaming on myself. I'm like, well, what was I wearing? I deserved it. And I was like, wait.
Or like, I was naked, I guess.
Yeah.
Was he naked too?
No, it was like, I was like one of the only naked dudes.
Dude, I don't think this was a nudist bar. It was a Chili's.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Sir, you have to leave. That wasn't a slap. He was just trying to, he was trying to handcuff you.
You trying to fuck me? It's just a guy. He's being like, you got to leave, sir.
He's like, get out of here. Get out of here.
But it was
So fucking funny.
And then later on, a guy came up to me and was like, hey, man, me and my wife were talking. You got a great cock, bro. And I was like, that was so sweet. Like, the way I was like, these are the two different, put these side by side.
Oh, my
this is how you
God.
compliment a man. This is how you do not.
He said you had a great cock?
Yeah. Which, I don't know. I have very average cock, so I was very confused by it.
Were they trying to hit on you? Definitely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Trying to
they were
get
trying to lock me into a threesome thing.
Yeah.
Was anybody even shirtless there?
Okay, so like there was a lot of people in underwear. There was girls with their tits out. There was like me and maybe I was the only guy in the bachelor party that was getting naked. It was me and then like maybe 3 other naked dudes and then like a bunch of people in underwear though. So it was mostly people who just wear underwear and they're like, look how crazy we are.
Yeah.
And then my dick's just like fully out.
Dude, that's crazy. I wonder what the liquor laws are there. Like where you're allowed to like it's Florida.
Oh, by the way,
Florida, right?
this was COVID, and you would no. You would go out peak COVID, and you would go outside, and the cops would yell at you for not wearing a mask on the street. But then you could go into a private establishment because they had like an outdoor mask mandate.
So funny.
And then I would be like, I'd have my mask on, and then just took all my clothes off, went into a bar, left, put my mask on to walk outside. It was insane.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, and this was when I was working a job where they put a tracking thing on my phone because they wanted like a contact tracing app to see if you come in contact with other people. And I had to lie and say I wasn't on this bachelor party. So I bought like a burner phone. And it was the most fun. Dude, I felt like a spy. Like I was just in Key West getting fucked up. I was like, nobody knows where I am. I'm off the grid.
Yeah. You all remember that James Bond scene where Pierce Brosnan's just pounding Bud Light's butt ass naked.
That's so good, dude. Dude, that's when I visited Florida. It was peak COVID, and it was awesome.
Dude,
That's
it's so
when I
good.
went to.
Yeah.
We tried. I walked around.
It was so fun.
And drank at Disney Springs.
Oh, yeah. That's, by the way, for people who don't know, it's like the outlets almost for Disney, but it's got more stuff. It's like a boardwalk for Disney kind of thing.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's parents used to tell her they were taking her to Disney World and just take her to Disney Springs, which is like the gift shops and stuff like that. So she'd tell her friends, she's like, yeah, I went to Disney World, all this stuff. It was literally just like going to a gift shop for Disney World.
Yeah, they got an Abercrombie and Fitch at Disney. Can you believe it?
What ride? Yeah. What rides did you ride? Hollister.
The escalator, the elevator, the shopping cart. It was great.
Were you a big Disney guy living there now?
No, so I would go there because they'd have concerts there, which I got kicked out of a couple times, or once I got kicked out because they had a House of Blues there. And so, Universal, though, to start out, we would go to Universal all the time because that was a place your parents could leave you for like 7 hours and you could just do whatever. So
That is
like,
cool. Universal's cool.
Oh, it's great. Dude. I got jacked off in the Jurassic Park World area.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's all, it was like dun 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 dun.
How old are you?
I was. It was summer going into 9th grade, and
Oh my God.
yeah, this was back when like Facebook, you could kind of hit on people because like my friends, this girl at my school, she had a cousin in town, and I was like, I seen pictures of your cousin. She's hot. We should hang out.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, it was a terrible. It was one of those just kind of like bad hand jobs, but
I even like those though.
yeah, I feel especially at that age, it feels nice to have anybody touching it. So.
Yeah.
I love how abruptly you started that sentence. Have you ever been to Universal? Yeah, dude, I got jacked off. And have I been there? Got the T-shirt and busted out on
I'm
the
still
Jurassic
there.
Park ride.
We would get what we do too is we have this thing called Halloween Horror Nights. You know what that is?
What is it?
Halloween Horror Nights. So they take the whole.
Oh, yeah,
park-
Halloween Horror
Dude,
Nights?
so much
Yeah.
fun. They take the whole park, they turn it into a haunted house, and this is one of the things we get kicked out of because what happened was we would just get really drunk. I remember one time we went in. And my dad dropped us off, and this was like peak dubstep. So we're like blaring dubstep in the car. We're like, dude, this is gonna be sick. My buddy's like, dude, I got a bunch of Black and Milds. You know when you're just like, you're 14, you're like, let's just smoke stuff. We don't know what it is, but let's just do stuff
Yeah.
we're not supposed to. And my buddy, he had this one thing where he's like, dude, if you take out this, it makes the Black and Mild good for you, which I have no idea. There's some weird filter in there that he's like, if you take this out, it's like healthy now. And
Hey, that's not true.
yeah, not at all.
You take off that wood piece at the bottom. It's like, now we're really cooking.
Oh yeah, but he's like, dude, and he's the guy. He just charms everybody. He's like, dude, I'll tell you where I got this great spot to drink. So we're drinking like liquor out of like a water bottle, smoking Black and Milds, and then we turn around and we realize like there's like a whole amphitheater that can like see us. These like families watching us, and My friend went and bought a bunch of girls beer. They got kicked out completely. I don't know how I made it home, but they had the police, like, there's like a holding cell for Universal Studios where you get like banned for a year, stuff like that. And I think one of my friends pretended to have his dad call and was like, yeah, he had his brother pretend to be his dad on the phone.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so they left and they found an iPad and they got a text on the iPad and they're all sleeping at my house that night. So we all go back to my house. And we wake up the next morning, this iPad, my buddy's like, there's $100 reward for this iPad. And so we thought, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, let's just take pictures of our balls and be goofballs like that. Maybe this is just me. I got a common theme. It seems like I only got three tricks. It's balls, asshole. So we took this iPad, took all these pictures of our balls, our ass, stuff like that. And then we gave it back to the person for the $100 reward. And we're like, that's a hilarious prank. And then I realized now, I'm like, we're 15. That guy now just has an
Yeah, he's got an iPad filled with a bunch of child pornography.
Yeah. That guy like goes to work. Nobody believes him. Nobody's like, these kids, I lost it. And now they...
And he was at Disney alone. He was probably thrilled about that. Like, wow, I didn't think
I could have got either way. He was like, jackpot. Yeah.
He's like, 100? I would have paid 500 for this. Oh, my God.
And somebody's like, yeah, we just saw kids come by. He gave the kids $100. They gave him you know what I mean? Like, it does not...
He gave it back to you. He's like, why don't you keep it for another day? Dude, keep it for another day.
That sounds like some real pedophile tradecraft right there.
Oh, yeah.
I met a bunch of kids at Disney World, and we did a hard exchange. I passed on the cash. They gave me a blank iPad.
It sounded like you were dealing with a professional.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's the title of the episode, Pedophile Tradecraft.
That can't be.
We would get a...
Do you know that actually one way that pedophiles, they are able to like avoid detection? It's really fucked. I learned about this when I was prosecuting. Yeah, sure. Is they do something which is fucking crazy. So they all have like an account, right? They all have like a Gmail account, and they all have the password, but emails can be traced. So you send them back and forth. Like they can pull all the emails and eventually see the content of what's being written. So what they do is like, say you and I had an email account, or three of us, I would go on and I would write a message and I would save it to the drafts. So it doesn't get sent, it doesn't get saved. Then you would log on, you would read it, delete it, write back, save another draft. And that's how people communicate without being detected.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
That's how pedophiles communicate?
And probably drug dealers and probably, any criminal enterprise.
These are smart people. You wonder why they're friends with the Clintons,
really,
all that.
Really
These are high level thinkers.
I didn't realize they went in packs.
Yeah. They're just funny to think about. Yeah, they got like a whole...
Well, a lot of those...
I thought Club Penguin was how they communicated. I didn't know.
Especially a lot of these pedophiles, they're all in these like groups where they all have like... they all have blackmail basically on each other so that none of them can turn each other in, because if
that's
one...
brotherhood right there.
They're like
the Boy Scouts, the Hells Angels, and the pedophiles.
They're like the mafia. That's crazy.
They all have blackmail on each other. A lot of the times, if you like sign in or like sign up for like one of these sites, they'll do something where they'll like encrypt your computer with like a bunch of stuff that can take you down. Dang. So that if you ever get caught or you ever try to flip, you have all this stuff, so you'll go down. And like,
that's
it's really
nuts.
I mean, they all should get taken down, but still, it's crazy.
It is crazy. There was one at I'm 95% sure this guy was one. There was this lifeguard at this country club I'd go to, and
great job for a pedophile.
Yeah. Oh, incredible.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, if this is wrong, I'm sorry. I think this guy's a pedophile. I could be totally off. He could be a total.
No, he is.
Yeah. But dude, he would. I looked through old like messages from him, and it was like, dude, you should come. I'm house sitting. We should get drunk. And I was like 14, and he was like 26. I'm like, that's pretty weird.
That's weird.
Because I'm 26 now. I'm like, that'd be kind of insane to do that right now.
Yeah.
And then one time he sent me like a Speedo, and I was like, and he's like, dude, you should wear these. Come on a beach trip with me and my friends. And my parents like obviously stopped letting me hang out with this guy. But I remember having no idea what a pedophile was. And I would argue with him. I was like, you guys just don't get him, okay? He's the coolest. He takes me laser tag, and we do indoor rock climbing.
He buys me candy, and I fall asleep after.
Yeah,
it's great.
He's the man. Yeah.
Dude, I could lay with him for hours.
Dude, he lets me drink so much soda that puts me right to bed.
All the fun stuff.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. So what age did you like start drinking and doing drugs and shit at?
So I guess it was right before my 14th birthday, I remember. I started drink. I kind of did everything like it was like 1 year, and then I was doing everything. So it was like summer going, so 8th grade is when I started drinking, smoking pot. K2. Did you guys ever do that? Yeah.
8th grade?
Yeah. I was
8th
crazy,
grade?
dude. I was out of control. And it was so funny because I would do research on the internet, so I thought I was smart. I was like, I'm a little bit of a psychonaut. I'm exploring different dimensions. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. And I was literally just a kid just getting fucked up. But K2 is crazy because there's kids that have like seizures on it.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
And people be like, that's part of the high. And your friend's just like, you're like, yeah, no, it's just.
Did you do salvia? Remember salvia?
No. I always wanted to because in my mind I was like, it's legal. Because my parents started drug testing me when I got caught smoking pot. And I started doing all the weird stuff.
What age was that at?
That was 14.
Shit.
Yeah. It was like they started drug testing me, and then I'd smoke K2. That's why I did mushrooms, cough medicine, stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah, and this is all going to the country club, which is a great place to just get like annihilated.
Jesus. Like fucking Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, but I was like just a 14-year-old just on like a little raft, just getting like. And I'm like, some more mozzarella sticks. They're like, we need to get this kid out of here. He's
robo tripping in the
Yeah.
pool. You just got a little bottle of Robitussin and they're strawing it on a raft.
It's got an umbrella coming out of it.
Dude, I had a kid. I had a friend from high school who died smoking salvia.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, so I was friends with him in high school. He lived in my neighborhood, and we went to different high schools. And then we kind of lost touch. And then, we always got along. I was always he was always such a cool dude. And then I lost touch with him, and I found out years later, dude, he smoked salvia living in like Brooklyn or the city somewhere during college, and he was in a high rise, and he smoked salvia, and he walked out the balcony because he thought it was a front door, and like fucking fell to his death.
That's one that's
Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking nuts. Yeah, that's one of those ones where it's like, it's weird because like it's natural, but it just the most. I've never done. People are like, they say the most insane trips. They're like,
People would freak out because it like came through like my friend group for like, I want to say a month max.
By the way, quick question before we get into it. I had a guy try to sell me salvia one time, and this I tried to sell. He tried to sell it through breakthroughs, like psychedelic breakthroughs. He's like, $20 for one breakthrough, $30 for two breakthroughs. He's like, you want to meet the purple dragon? That's gonna be full. Just like saying all. I'm like, that's a weird way to sell drugs.
You're like, yeah, I'll take the purple dragon.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock the guy's hustle.
Yeah. That's
But how are you? 14? Perfect. Yeah, $50.
I don't know. I just always kind of like you mentioned whippets. I kind of like the idea of salvia. I liked DMT because they were all such short highs and they were manageable. Like I've never done acid because I've seen people on acid trips. The idea of me being that fucked up
for that long,
it scares the shit out of me.
What'd you see on salvia? Did you see anything weird?
I didn't see anything. I was just like fucking mush mouth idiot and fucking. But I did see shit on DMT.
Yeah, I bet.
Did you? You did DMT?
Yeah.
How was it?
Well, see, here was the problem when I used to do it is because my one of my roommates used to sell it back in the day, and I was drunk.
That sounds like a terrible
lot
time
in college. So I would do it hammered drunk. I'd come back.
You're just hitting the entities and the balls. You're like, look at this wizard here.
Oh, Jesus, the lush is back.
Bro, do you want to fucking see me do a beer bong again? And but yeah, I would do it, and I just remember he he was like a stoner, so he had like all this like psychedelic shit in his room. And I smoked the DMT. The thing I remember the most is I smoked the DMT one time, and he had like this poster of all these like figures on it, and they all just started mingling in the poster. And I was just watching them like hang out and play.
Damn. Yeah. That's wild.
And that's like the only thing I really remember. And it was like a good high, but then it like stopped
randomly
so quick
back,
for me. Yeah, and I don't think I'll ever do it again. But like part of me would like want to see what it was like without a ton of booze.
Yeah, because it's a totally different experience. Yeah. My first time, I told myself the first time I did mushrooms, I freaked out because I was. I'll back up and tell the cough medicine story. So we would we would constantly just like, because we couldn't find mushrooms, we're like, let's just take cough medicine. Because in our mind, that's the next best thing. Even though it's not, they're totally different experiences. Yeah. But you're like, this is hallucinogenic or whatever. So we took a bunch of Mucinex one time, went to the country club. And it didn't work. So we're like, all right, whatever. Let's go paddleboarding. And then it kicked in. And then I was seeing doubles. And I was in the middle of the lake. And then a thunderstorm happened. And then like the lifeguard at the racket club, not the child molester one. Yeah, the cool guy. He like had to pick us up and put us in the boat. And I remember I was covered in all these like red rashes because you're like not supposed to take massive amounts of cough medicine.
Oh my God.
And then he put like a little blanket over me and gave me like a milkshake. once again, this guy's not a child molester. It was a different guy.
He rubbed me down in ointment, and that was good.
Yeah, I sucked his cock, but again, this
wasn't the guy. Wasn't the guy. But I remember I did that, and then I was like, all right, I want to get real shrooms. So my brother's friends, I'd be like, dude, sell me shrooms. We're out here getting high off cough medicine. I use this like leverage. Like, do you want us to get high off cough medicine? Or you want to give us the real stuff? Just like emotionally blackmailing them. And my brother's friend, he gave us like what was apparently 4 grams. I mean, we were 14, so he probably gave us like nothing.
Yeah.
But I did the thing where you're supposed to like starve yourself, where you don't eat breakfast, you don't eat lunch. It's supposed to make you like trip harder.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy took it. We're having a good time. We're at this girl's house. We're watching. We took it in the country club bathroom. We went to this girl's house. We're watching Tangled. Have you seen that one?
No.
The Disney movie?
Yes. Yeah. There's a song in Tangled called "Mother's Knows Best."
How's it go?
Mother knows best. Beep, beep. It's like creepy. It's terrifying, especially if you're on mushrooms.
Yeah.
And you're like betraying your family. And I was like, "Fuck, dude, my mom. She's gonna get so pissed at me. Like I'm betraying my mom." And by the way, I watched the movie recently. That's the bad person. The mother wants to keep her trapped in the castle and not experience the real world. So if I would have understood more, it would actually disobeying your mother and seeing the real world is what it's all about. So
Yeah, you
Tangled,
should have been doing shrooms and cough medicine.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand. But I remember I read somewhere, I was like, that milk will make you stop tripping and orange juice increases it. It's just bullshit. This is me on Reddit as a 14-year-old just being like, I'm a genius.
I've heard the orange juice thing.
Yeah. But the milk is supposed to make it stop. So I look over at the girl and I go, do you have any milk? And she goes, no, I don't have any milk. My buddy goes, don't fucking do it. He goes, we're in this together. Don't you drink that fucking milk. He's like very mad at me because he's like, this is our experience. Don't you ruin this. Yeah. And I go into her kitchen. I take a gallon of milk and I look at him straight in the face. I go, this ends now. And I start just drinking milk in this girl's kitchen. And it's like, it's pouring on me. And then my friend's like, no. He's like, fuck. And then it didn't wear off. And then she's like, you guys got to get the fuck out of my house. Because she's like, I don't know why you guys are yelling about milk. She didn't understand any of that. And then she's like, my parents are coming home. We're all 14. You guys got to get the fuck out of here. So we're walking home back to my place. And my buddy's like, dude, I swear to God, if you tell your parents you're on shrooms, I'm going to be so fucking angry. Do not tell them you're on shrooms. Just play it cool. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't even know if any of this is real. I'm like, I'm gonna immediately tell them.
Mother knows best.
Yeah. I was like, this is my only way to get out of this. Because your mind, have you taken shrooms?
Yes.
Your perception of time's all fucked up. So I thought I was on shrooms for like 15 hours because I was bad at math. And I was like, it feels like I've been on this. It only been like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like peaking. And then we walk in the door and my mom's sitting on I'm like, I got to tell you guys something. And then my mom sits on one part of the couch and my dad sits on the other part of or I'm on the couch. They're on like 2 sofa chairs. My buddy's behind them on the stairs going like, just like, don't say anything. And I told him, I was like, I took shrooms. And then my mom screams because she thought I was like poisoned. She thought
my God.
Yeah, she thought we picked him up off the ground. And I was like, no, we got him from a drug dealer. And I remember just seeing her go, she just went, oh, like just a sigh of like relief.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That's the play.
Yeah.
You say something way worse.
Yeah.
You're 14. You're like, Mom, I did a bunch of heroin. She's like, what?
No, I'm on shrooms. Yeah.
Oh my God,
dude. Yeah. And then,
what did they do?
So they were like, my mom's like, all right, we're just gonna calm you down. I remember my mom calling her friend from college. She's like, what am I supposed to do? He's on and like I could hear her in the other room be like, she goes, no, not the older one, the little one. She's like, because apparently at first the guy was like, yeah, who cares? Your 17-year-old did shrooms. She's like, no, my 14-year-old is on shrooms. And she took me into like their bedroom and she put on Romeo and Juliet, which is like another, but this one was a little lighter. And I was like, and I looked over at my friend. I was like, all right, well, right now the last people we want to know we're on drugs knows we're on drugs. So the only thing we could do, like we have no fear of them finding out, none of that. So we got to just try to have fun. Out. Yeah. So I would like, I had like a kaleidoscope in my pocket. We're turning on like lava lamps and stuff. And then my dad would occasionally walk by the room and just go like this. And then like the bad trip would start again. I'm like, fuck, he's going to find out. And then, and he tried to lecture us at one point. I remember we started giggling because he like, his eyes looked all weird. But the next day, my mom took me to, because I started in private school, but I was supposed to like move over to public school. And they're like, oh, fuck that. You're going to go to an even stricter private school. Yeah. So they took me to like this school that was totally abandoned because it's the summertime. So my mom's just like yelling at me at like an abandoned school. She's like, you're going to go to school here. And I was like, I don't know. It looks just like a regular building. And then they sent me to like a religious camp for like the summer.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Was that where you did the sit-ups?
No. That would have been good there. Yeah.
The fart setups.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. You never really got in trouble for that,
Well, I mean,
other than going to another school.
No, I didn't. They didn't end up doing that. So like they grounded me for a month of summer. Then they sent me to the religious summer camp, and then I remember at the religious summer camp, they called me on the phone one time. They're like, "All right, do you want to go to public school?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "Okay, if you promise not to misbehave." And then I think I did shrooms like 3 more times that year, and then like really didn't change. Like other than like I wanted to work hard at school, because I remember I saw my friend who RIP is dead now, but I was following him on shrooms, and I remember I had this weird realization. I'm like, dude, and he looked identical to me. Like we both had braces and long hair, so we just looked the same. But in my mind, I was like, dude, am I becoming this guy? And I was like, I don't want to become this guy because this guy's like a total fuck up. And then like the next year, I like worked like really hard in school and stuff like that.
So shrooms saved your life.
Probably, yeah.
Dude, shrooms help a lot of people now.
Yeah.
Like the microdosing, like they say like for anxiety and shit and like social issues, like a lot of people swear by it.
Yeah.
Not me, dude. I couldn't fuck with it.
Yeah, I've never done it, but I do want to. I do want to. And I just haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do. I'm not a drug guy.
I feel like I can't do it in New York City for the first
Dude,
time.
it's terrible here.
Horrible.
I can't imagine doing it.
I gotta go. I gotta go somewhere in the woods or something.
Yeah, you got to do nature for sure.
Yeah.
Go to a country club that you're not a member of. And just, it's cool. I'm Dylan's, or you're Dylan, but just be like, I'm Rob's son or something like that.
Dude. Yeah. Have you ever done anything harder? What's the hardest drugs that you've done?
I'm pretty 95% sure I've done bath salts a bunch of times. But
Florida.
That's an umbrella term. So anyways, I move over to like public school and senior year. So we would do Molly and stuff like that. By the way, that's another fun one real quick. First time I did Molly.
Yeah.
There was this big EDM concert called Excision, and that's where it was like prom. Kids would get buses for it, party buses and limos.
God damn.
Yeah, and one of my friends, the guy I did shrooms with, his reputation was fucked up. So one of my friends couldn't ride in the limo, and then my parents were like, all right, well, we'll drive him there, and Michael can take the limo back with all of his friends. And I go with my buddy, and I take Molly while my dad's like withdrawing like $20 from like an ATM. And my dad comes up to me and he goes, hey, just a heads up before you go to that concert, we're going to drug test you tomorrow for stuff like Molly and ecstasy. So make sure you don't do any of that. And that's literally like 2 minutes after I already ate the pill. So I remember I just started freaking out. And then I got somebody else like pissing. They never ended up drug testing me for that. But
That's so funny.
I pissed in like a little, what's it called? Like, I think it was like a soap bottle that I like emptied out.
Yeah.
But I would just have to constantly keep it with like somebody else's piss. And then I'll try to warm it up because like you couldn't get somebody to piss forever. So I was just carrying piss on me for like a week. But I eventually bought like a drug testing kit.
Yeah.
And then I found out that basically everybody doing Molly is just doing bath salts. It's crazy. So it's like it's an umbrella term. So like some of the bath salts are very methy. Some of them are more similar to Molly.
Yeah.
And I think it was senior year. We're going to Bonnaroo, and I'm like driving my dad's Range Rover to like a drug deal, which is so stupid. I probably look like such an idiot. I'm probably wearing like a little polo shirt.
No.
And
Hi, sir.
Yeah. I'm playing like rap music in the car. I'm like, we're hard.
4 drug bags, please.
Well, yeah, 4 bags of drugs, sir.
How many drug bags would make the 4 of us have a really good swell time?
Dude, and this guy gets in the back of my dad's car and he's full face tats. And I'm just like, because like I had a weird friend group where it's like, it was like through sports, I didn't really play sports, but like through sports, kids hung out. And it was like, there was no divide between rich and poor in public school for me. In private school, there was, but the public school was like everybody kind of just hung out with everybody, especially with drugs. People were like, let's just get drugs from wherever we can. So this guy hops in and just has full face tats. And I test it and I was like, hey man, it's bath salts. He goes, yeah, what the fuck are you going to do about it? And I was like, I guess we're doing bath salts at Bonnaroo. So we did that. And yeah.
What did you do to pass the drug test, or did you not pass them?
Dude, I would water them down. I only failed one time, the first time I ever smoked pot. And every other time, I would just water them down. Like, if you just dilute it, it's fine. Yeah. Sometimes they drug test me while I was drunk, which was hilarious. Like, the urine probably smelled like beer. And I guess there's no pot in here. But, yeah, these were like the at-home Walgreens ones, which weirdly enough don't test for shrooms. I don't think dude, I know people in the military that would do acid and stuff like that. Like, none of that shows up.
Really?
A lot of it does. The only one that really shows up is weed.
Yeah, for like a long time.
I remember it was fucked up that I was interning at my mom's work when I was like a sophomore in college, and it was like a really good internship. and it's like the first day there. And after like we have this like orientation, I get to see my mom, and I'm like, hey mom, do you know they drug test here? And she was like, yeah. I was like, heads up would have been cool. She was like, and she was like, what are you talking about? She's like, you don't do any drugs, do you? I was like, I mean, not a lot. she's like, I was like, but I have smoked weed. She's like, okay, well, how long ago was it? I was like, last night. And she's like, well, fuck, Ray. And I'm like, what are you going to do? So I remember I like start like flushing, right? I'm taking like shots of vinegar because fortunately.
Did you do niacin? That was like the big thing that people would say.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
But it was, fortunately my last name is Zawodni. They went in alphabetical order. So my group was the second day because there were people getting drug tested on the spot that day.
Wow.
So the whole day, dude, I'm just chugging water. I'm flushing. I'm pissing like 600 times at my mom's work. I'm like taking I went out and like at lunch and I grabbed vinegar because I like read some bullshit that like if you have like malt vinegar, blah, 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 blah. So I get home and I buy a test. I'm like, all right, let me just test myself. Boom.
That's a genius idea. Take your own one to kind of,
ease your mind.
Well, I didn't see what I wanted to see. It was like THC.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, fuck. So I find out from somebody, they're like, hey, I know what to do to pass this. You got to get this stuff from GNC. It was called Q-Carb back in the day. But you can't just go into GNC and be like, hey, can I get the shit that coats my piss? You got to kind of be like, do you got that stuff? And it was like so funny because it was the one time where it wasn't like a muscular dude in a too tight of a polo. It was like a lady that's like been through it. And I was like, is this the Q-Carb stuff? She's like, you need to pass a drug test. And I was like, yeah. It was like $40, but it was like, I didn't care if they fired me or like didn't have, but
it embarrasses your mom.
It's my fucking mom's work. So I remember I was so fucking nervous. Like I go in the bathroom, I'm like chugging this shit, then you have to chug water after it, and it worked.
Wow.
So anybody out there listening still needs to pass a drug test for weed, which I think should be a foreign concept at this point.
Yeah.
Or hopefully in the next 5 years it's a foreign concept. Q-Carb, GNC, $40.
Yeah, that sounds like necessary. But it's crazy. And all the other stuff goes out of your system in 2 days. Yeah. Like I did coke with somebody in the military and they freaked out. They got drug tested the next week. They were fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you smoke pot, like we had a school that drug tested people for weed, and the kids would just do so much acid and cough medicine. They're like, dude, I don't want to get kicked off the football team and like chug
way worse.
Yeah. And because the hair test is like forever.
Yeah,
like,
that's what they say.
So these kids would be using weird sprays. They would like shave their heads like every week.
That's crazy.
Well, the reason that I want to do the niacin shit is apparently like it like fucks you up.
Yeah, I had a cop one time. We speaking of this, we took our friend's car. We were like 15. None of us had driver's license. And we took our friend's car and like we were all drinking and we drove and this cop like found us and like pulled us over. And we were like, yeah, we're just hanging out in the car listening to music. And one of my friends, white guy, he's wearing an NWA shirt, which is, I think it said fuck the police on it. As we're getting like, he was in a porta potty and then he sees the cop stopping us. And then he's like, are you with these guys? And he was like thinking for a second. He was like, yeah, I was. But the cop found the niacin. He's like, by the way, this stuff doesn't work.
Oh, really?
Sucks,
wow.
Yeah. But I mean, I think they have to say that though.
Was the person driving boozing?
Yeah, we somehow got away with it completely. We're like, I have no idea how. We're like, yeah, we're just hanging out in our friend's car. He's 16, but because it was an older friend. They're like, he's at a baseball game or something like that. We're just hanging out in his car. I mean, our parents had to like pick us up and stuff.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Did you ever get arrested?
Never, dude. I would get little things like that. I got kicked out of a concert one time. That same concert that I did Molly at the first time, the year before I drank, and then I was like, I'm never doing this again because if you drink, you get in trouble. If you do Molly, they never
find out.
Yeah.
And it's probably just bath salts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it wouldn't have shown up anyways.
Why'd you get kicked out of the concert?
So I showed up. This is the first year in the same concert. Excision, who's this like crazy dubstep DJ.
Yeah.
Which those concerts are so weird because there's like 14-year-olds and then like 40-year-olds on like methamphetamine. And nobody's stopping any of the in between. And I went into the concert and I saw my friend drinking a beer and I didn't realize that he had a wristband. I was like, oh, I guess you can just drink underage at concerts, which you can't. And I started drinking, and then like a cop found me, and I remember like yelling at him. I was like, "Everybody on there is on drugs." And he goes, "Yeah, but they didn't get caught. You did." And
what a good guy.
Yeah. And my parents picked me up and stuff, but yeah, those concerts were nuts. Like I remember that year the limo happened, so I was fine because my parents didn't end up drug testing me. But I think like 20 kids came in the limo, and like 3 came back because I was taking the limo back, and it was like, dude, one dude snorted Molly and cut his lungs on the inside because like shards, which is I didn't even know how that works.
Oh my
Fuck, is that
God.
possible?
Yeah, another like 5 or 6 girls got alcohol poisoning, went to the hospital. Like 3 kids got arrested, and I remember walking in the year I did Molly. There was a girl just getting pushed in a wheelchair with all like the rave bracelets, just like shaking like this.
Oh
it was
my
like,
God, dude.
yeah, it was just. I remember I could hear like the things like rattling.
Rattling.
As like a woman's like pushing her. Like
That's what they used to do. Warped Tour was so big, and then they like basically stopped doing it. I think
Yeah.
because like in New Jersey, everyone would go to the Meadowlands to watch these like punk emo bands, and everyone was like getting alcohol poisoning. It was like kids getting alcohol poisoning. You know, that's why. Yeah, they like basically stopped doing it because of that.
Yeah, that's just what ends up going on those concerts. The worst drug I did though is I'm 95% sure I did meth one time. Nice. I was outside this bar in Orlando, and this guy's like, "What do you want? Coke, heroin, ketamine, meth?" And as if he has all this stuff, I was like, "I'll go with the cocaine."
Yeah.
And then he gives me a lottery. He's obviously just selling one bag of powder.
Yeah.
And he gave me this lottery ticket, and I was in the back of an Uber, like just snorting it and gumming it a little bit. And I look down, I get back to my house, and there's just like purple rocks in there. And I just stayed up for like 5 more hours. And I'm like, I'm 95% sure that was meth.
definitely not.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. It must have been bad meth though, because I didn't feel like I felt like slightly stimulated, but I wasn't like.
I love the idea of him opening the jacket with all the bags. Where he's like, "What do you want? Go."
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I thought he was just like the Willy Wonka of drugs. Like he's got like everything. But
Come with me and you'll see.
and somehow he's selling cocaine in the most expensive drug in the cheapest bag, a lottery ticket. There was like a losing lottery ticket too. I could see. I mean, I don't know it was a losing, but I assume he.
Yeah, I don't
Nobody's
think-
selling heroin.
I don't think this guy's giving you winning lottery tickets.
Yeah.
I don't think
There's
he's
one
giving you an extra $2.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, if he's that cavalier about what drugs he's giving you, he might just be handing out winning lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I always think about is when you're walking through like McDougal Street, you get those guys that are just like weed or cocaine, and they whisper to you, and I've never seen anybody like, yeah, I'm good. Like,
Dude, I have.
Really?
You've never seen that? Well, that, Dom told me never to, as if I'm going to buy cocaine or weed from one of those guys. But he was like, never buy from them because the Coke especially, they go, you want some Coke? And they give you like a little key bump. And it's like really good.
Oh yeah, and they sell you the worst.
Sell you like they're
Sure.
like, here's the bag, and it's like trash.
Yeah, that's the funniest.
They're all stuck together. It's like,
I've had a drug dealer say that. They're like, "Do you want the cut stuff or the uncut stuff?" I'm like, "It's all the same. You're just saying you're charging more for this bag." But yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it seems like such a bad idea to buy it off of those guys. And I've never seen them make, like, I mean, I've been down there a million times. I've never seen them make a sale.
I've seen him because I used to bark a lot. I used to see him make sales all the time. And the crazy part is like the people who don't overdose on fentanyl is the homeless guys because they have the biggest tolerance. Like most of the people buying from, they're fine, but it's like the people who do less drugs.
Yeah.
So everybody should raise their fentanyl tolerance because it's going to get in your system one way or another.
Yeah.
So
dude, yeah, that is crazy. I've seen like I remember in Boston that was right at the peak of all the fentanyl in heroin and cocaine and all that stuff. Actually, it was before it was in coke. It was just in heroin. So people are like, wow.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah,
I don't really do heroin,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're good. But yeah, dude, there were homeless dudes like literally just doing fentanyl.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
were
yeah.
just like
Yeah.
they would
Yeah, if you
take
like fentanyl, this is a great time to be alive. It's in every,
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, these dudes would do it, and that's the problem. They would like overdose, and the cops used to say like we would come and Narcan them, and they would wake up out of death and like be furious that they just got their high removed. Like, you gonna reimburse me for that high, dude? I paid $80 for that.
Yeah,
Dude, they'd be swinging and shit. Yeah,
I know a guy that died on heroin twice and came back
No shit.
both times.
both times. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, I know 2 guys that apparently died. I don't know about the second one. I know this guy for sure died twice. Crazy, but he's like, I was like, what is dying like? He's like, yeah, man, I don't know. He's like a white guy with dreads. He's like, yeah, dude, I don't know. It's like a comfortable darkness, but like, just say it's like really poetic thing
Jesus.
casually. But he's like, yeah, but I don't really know if that was real or not because I'm an
Yeah.
atheist. So he's like,
It's like sleeping, but then you wake up and an EMT's there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's they say when you die. Speaking of DMT, that's what your brain gets flooded with.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
all massive amounts, quantities of DMT.
yeah, that's what they. I don't know if they proved it, but they think that's what's happening, which makes sense.
I thought it was proven. No? Am I wrong?
No.
I thought it, well, let me live in my fucking
My bad.
Okay, dude? I was just
I
you just get flooded with DMT.
That's not what happens.
Shut up, dude.
Your soul floats up and you go to heaven and you meet God and I'll meet all my family members that are dead.
Nice.
Yeah.
Unless you watched the R.I.P.D. Did you watch that on Netflix?
No.
And you become part of the Afterworld police force.
Wait, what is that? Oh, yeah. Is that Ryan Reynolds thing?
Yeah. It's on Netflix. I just watched it.
Some people also, dude.
That movie looks like it stank.
Oh, it looks so
it's bad, but it was enjoyable. I liked it.
Yeah.
I like everything.
Some people have, what's it called? Some people have near-death experience. Everybody talks about the cool ones. Some people have horrible ones where they go to hell for like a week.
No.
And there was a priest who said, he said he was getting tortured by these people that would walk on all fours and they would sing Umbrella by Rihanna. That's like part of like the torture.
Dude, all the molesting.
Yeah.
That went straight to hell.
Wonder what he was doing.
Yeah, that's so funny. I didn't even put that together. I'm like, yeah, that's why he was there.
Well, yeah, you don't have a good gauge for what a pedophile is, clearly.
Dude, yeah, that priest, he was always so nice to me. He used to make me cookies, touch my legs.
He's the coolest guy.
There was this lifeguard. I used to eat soup out of his ass. He was a real nice guy.
Yeah, he was making me do the soup belly button shots. He's like, no, we'll use apple juice. It's cool. God damn. Dude, we're almost at an hour. That flew by.
Yeah.
Do you have any other hitters, any other stories that you didn't tell that you want to throw out?
About getting in trouble.
Drugs, drinking, fights. You ever been in a fight?
Honestly, whatever makes you horny. You know, whatever you feel like doing, whatever you feel
So
like
we
doing.
end every
I
time.
put drugs in my butt before.
Really?
Not to get high. So I was.
I didn't think
just
that
to
was. I
come.
thought it was to
I was trying to get off.
feel something.
Yeah, just be like, I need more. I got pulled over one time, and my buddy was driving, and this guy, we all did coke at a bar, and my friend had recently been arrested for coke, and so we're kind of freaking out. We're like, oh shit, we're gonna get arrested because we leave the bar. My buddy's like, I'm totally good to drive. He turns around, we get pulled over. He goes, dude, I'm blackout drunk right now. He goes, I'm so fucked up, and I had coke on me, so I put it right in my ass because I was like, dude, they're not gonna do this, and what happened was we were fine. Somehow he talked his way out of it, and then we went back down the house. Everybody was giving me shit for it, like that's gross you put in your ass, but like, can I please get a bump? Like people would end up doing bumps afterwards. But yeah, I never got like actually arrested. I almost got arrested in Spain one time, but I did like a little exchange program where this same year I was 14. I got caught doing shrooms, and they already planned the trip to Spain. So the end of the summer, I still went to Spain.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I was just a drunk piece of shit smoking cigarettes, and the cops came by, and right as we were smoking a joint outside a bar, this is the most amazing thing, probably literally my whole entire life I've ever seen. This dude takes a bag of coke, weed, like a little dime bag, and they're searching like his waistband, and they're done searching his waistband, and then I think they're searching his shoes, and then I swear on my life, God may strike me dead, he drops it behind his back. He goes like he's scratching here and drops it into his waistband behind his back as they're searching his shoes, and like got away with it. I was like, that's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
That is badass.
Yeah.
That's some badass shit.
Yeah.
Probably a magician.
Crazy.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully does something with that skill. Yeah.
Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah, it was fucking insane.
Which leads me to believe he's done that like a lot.
I remember the look on his face. I barely knew Spanish. The guy was like, "Oh, Dios mío," like or whatever he was saying. He was like, the look at his face. Everybody was like, "Can we believe that we just saw like the most insane thing ever?" But
why did you almost get arrested there?
No, because I was with them and they were smoking a joint. They're smoking a
guy.
joint outside of a bar, and then it was like a van of cops, and they were obviously going to do something more important, but they saw us throw like the joint on the ground. So whoever had the joint got fucked, but the other guy who had like the dime baggie was totally fine, and yeah. Which I would have been so fucked if I caught doing shrooms and I got arrested for weed in fucking Spain. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
But
international law. Parents would be like, we need to fucking lock this kid up. I don't know.
Yeah, there's not enough Nomeo and Juliet to fix that problem, huh? Get you out of a Spanish prison.
Juliet.
Yeah,
funny, man.
There's no way out of that. The one thing, it was funny too, because I was 14, and when you're 14, you grind and stuff like that, like at middle school. So I went to like this Spanish nightclub and started grinding on women. They were like, you can't do that. Like they started explaining to me, they're like, that's harassment. I was like, I don't know, man. I thought this is what we did at fucking the local dance like last week.
I'm trying to get a boner.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're doing
Please
bachata,
get
bro.
off of me. Yeah, they're doing real dances.
Yeah,
We're just
like,
a bunch of young white dudes just having sex with clothes on.
Dude, that was a wild time being in middle school. Grinding was like an insane an insane fad when you think about it. Just children in a gymnasium grinding.
And they do it
wild.
hard. Dude, I remember there was this one girl, there was a line to grind on her. And literally dudes would tag each other and be like, yo, you're next, bro. He's like, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That's insane.
Where do you think she is?
Not doing great.
Not doing great.
Over under on 4.5 kids.
I would say spot on. Like
Yeah.
4.5.
She has a
exactly.
half.
Yeah.
She's got a couple pair of
One that
legs
didn't
walking
make it.
around.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so good, man. Yeah, dude, we just hit an hour. That flew by, man.
Yeah, I
That
had a
flew
great
by.
time.
That was
yeah.
awesome, man. Yeah, dude, thank you for coming on. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can follow you, anything you got coming up.
Yeah, please listen to the Morning Good podcast. The later episodes are better. People listen to podcasts, listen to the first episode. I'm like, that's
Stupid.
Yeah,
listen to the most recent one.
Exactly. The most recent one. I think 154 is a good one. I always keep these in my head and I drop them off.
Good,
For people
yeah,
to get
yeah.
started on. On Instagram, I'm Michael Good Comedy. If you say you heard me on this podcast, then I'll follow you back. But if you just randomly follow me, then I won't. But if you say you heard me on here, then I'll follow you back.
Fuck
But
yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Give him a follow. Raymond?
Yeah, definitely listen to Mike. I did your pod a while ago.
Yeah, I gotta have you guys both on.
Yeah, I would
Hammered
love
drunk.
that.
I was pretty drunk.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
Were you episode 154?
No, I was an earlier episode. I was pretty drunk. Me, Ivan Bunster, and Adam Gully, maybe.
Yeah.
All did it together. That was fun. Yeah, you can find me all over social media at Ray B Killing 'Em. You can check out my monthly show the last Thursday of every month at Lucky Jack's, Happy Baby Comedy NYC. And obviously, every Wednesday, you catch me here on the Troublemakers with this guy, Dylan.
At Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and at Troublemakers on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Before it gets banned, hopefully TikTok down with it, whatever. Episodes are China.
I'm doing bad on TikTok, so I'm like, I really hope it gets banned. I'm like the one. Yeah.
Let's get the next one.
Yeah.
Troublemakers is out every single Wednesday. Go follow the socials. We put clips up 4 or 5 times a week. Go follow Michael, everybody. Also live comedy, 7th Street Comedy, Friday and Saturday, 4 shows every weekend. Come check us out in the East Village. If you mention the show, we'll give you a handshake. Half off a ticket. I'll pay for you.
I'll jerk you off on the Jurassic Park ride.
All right, baby. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Bye.